Hi Spirit Girls,
Hello.
It's Yvette Leibowitz here from spiritgirl.com and I have a very special guest and it's Beck from Lighten Up.
Hi.
So I'm here in Stanley Street
and
I'm in the Townsville CBD and I'm with Beck.
Yay!
I have to give her a big hug and kiss.
Welcome
because,
home.
Thank you. I am home and it's so good to be home because I've just done a beautiful class here in her gorgeous studio. And I have to say thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I felt so relaxed.
That's good.
And really comfortable, and it was absolutely beautiful. Like, do you know one of the things that, like, first of all, I was so excited to be home so I could come to your yoga class on a Friday afternoon.
We had to run past each other on the Strand twice by accident, coincidence, just to get you to come along.
I
to
know.
class.
I'm finally back for like 4 whole weeks, so I'm gonna probably do some more Friday night classes as well.
Perfect.
So I loved it. So, but you know, one of the things I noticed, so I was like 100 miles per hour, I had so many deadlines, still working on my Spirit Girl magazine so much. But then when I got here, I felt so chilled and comfortable, really relaxed. And do you know what one of the things I noticed? So, because I go to a lot of studios, you know, around the world and a lot of the big cities, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane.
Some of the really famous studios.
Yeah. But I could not believe the vibe here. It was so chilled and relaxed. And like, I did not expect to come in, right, and see, you know, people of all ages, guys, girls, like, I just expected, like, most studios tend to be an all-girls kind of thing, and everyone's got the, you know, the latest Lululemon on, and... But
well, we don't have Lululemon in town. It would be nice. It's really great stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a really relaxed crew here, especially the Friday afternoon. And I guess our studio is not really much about the image. We like to be really approachable to all different types of people. And you would have seen that reflected in the class today. We had a guy who's one of our regulars at the front who's 63. We had a couple of, you know, young guys in their early 30s and like a lady that had her 10-year-old daughter come and practice along with her.
That was so beautiful.
And then some teachers on the holidays and just, all different types of people. And there's a really great sense of community.
Yeah.
People helping each other out.
Oh my God. Okay, so I was going to just say that. Hi, Beck, if you're joining in, tag a friend. We're live here with Beck from Lighten Up. And I'm in her yoga studio. I've done a class. It's Friday afternoon. I've got the yoga glow. Thanks to Beck's beautiful class. But I was going to say that one of the things I noticed, so I'm so used to going to some studios and you walk in, it's like, bang, I've got to get my spot. And bang, I've got to grab my bolster. And I grab the blocks and everyone's doing the same. And it's kind of like we're all competing to get the bolsters and the blocks. And
hurry up and get back to your spot.
And then no one ever like... So, okay, one of the things I noticed was that someone actually offered to get someone else a bolster. And they were like, people were helping each other. Getting like their equipment, like their stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness, like that was so beautiful.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have that kind of culture and that kind of community here. I think some of it's just the great people that come along, but it's also the teachers are very welcoming and very warm-hearted and take the effort to have a chat to people. And because we're not a huge studio, you do get a chance to get to know a few of the regulars and they get to know each other. And we allow people to have a chat in the room as well. We don't have that strict silence, so that people get to know other like-minded people and feel, if you actually acknowledge each other and look at each other in the eyes or say hi or there's a gesture to help each other, all of a sudden people's stress levels just calm down and they feel really welcome and comfortable in the space, like they belong here as well. Like even if they're brand new, they've never been in, people are a little nervous when they first come to class. And then if someone, you know, helps you out or says hi or grabs your stuff for you, you straight away feel like I belong here too. It's okay for me to come to this class, even though I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah,
you know,
that
I
was
sit
like
in
me.
here.
I actually felt really relaxed because
I could tell.
Yeah, I was so relaxed.
I could see you totally surrender in that flow.
Oh, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I was thinking, like, holy shit. I shouldn't say that word, Dad. My dad will get mad at me. But I was thinking, like, I travel all around the world. And it reminded me of, like, the Alchemist's book where something is right there in front of you. Or, like, literally on your doorstep, meaning your yoga studio, Lighten Up. Where I know. And I'm like, what? Like, I go to so many and they all have their thing, but it was just so nice to think.
You wouldn't think so much in the
No,
little town
you
of
would think
Townsville.
you would think in Townsville. Okay, let's face it, people are very like, you know, you would not, you know.
You wouldn't think it would be the same as the big.
Yeah,
cities
if
and the
anything,
famous
it's better.
studios.
Sorry for anyone else watching. You're all beautiful. You're all amazing. But it just had such a beautiful
Really
sense.
resonated with you.
Yeah, really resonated with me because when I saw different ages, like the other thing I noticed was sometimes I can go to a yoga studio and there's some serious advanced poses going on, like headstands and handstands and all this stuff that even I, after practicing for so many years, think, woo, that's way out of my league.
Yeah.
Like I noticed in your teaching today, you kind of talked about, it wasn't about like us doing that perfect pose, like getting into the pose. And I see that a lot on Instagram, like say as an example, the splits that we were doing today.
Yes.
So on Instagram, I will see the perfect splits. It's like pew, straight
like a
down.
dancer.
Yeah, like a dancer.
Like a ballet dancer. He's like really cute in some hot pants and just looking super fine doing this perfect splits. And then people are like,
oh my god, I actually even think, what? I can't
Yoga's
do
not
that.
for me, I can't do that. Yeah. I think there is a real focus on asana, so that's the physical practice and the poses of yoga. And I guess in the West, we kind of grasp onto that because it fits really obviously in the way that we communicate through marketing. And it really grabs people's attention, you know, when you see a really fancy pose, you know, like an art-like form with a really attractive girl, it does capture people's attention. And we're very focused on attention grabbing, especially people that are businesses, you know, they're trying to get noticed and get themselves out there. But sometimes that visual message isn't really giving a true reflection of what yoga's about and what it is like coming into a studio. So, you know, we, in our pictures and things that we use, we tend to use a lot of our real members.
I love that. I
and
had a
approachable
really
poses.
good look at that today.
Yeah, so we have like all different ages, and we get a professional photographer to take photographs of some of our real members.
Is
and
that
they
Megan?
We use SB Creative.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful.
And
they're
so they feel really
gorgeous
chuffed
photos.
to be asked and included in that, and they get some nice photos of themselves. And then you're seeing real people that are in studios, and we realise that you don't have to be a contortionist. In fact, if you're already super flexible, you know, you don't necessarily, maybe you don't need that much yoga. The people that really benefit most are the people that are inflexible and really tight in their bodies, and they need help and support to open up. And that's accessible poses that build up slowly, or an emphasis on how it feels rather than how it looks. So we can be very goal orientated in the West and very focused on external goals. We want to get the pose to look how the teacher looks, or look the most advanced, and constantly striving and trying to do something. Whereas what yoga is really about is trying to bring us back into the core of who we are, and a lot more internally focused than what a lot of people think. And it's about bringing a little bit more peace to people in their day, and helping them calm down and come home to the core of their being, of who they are. And so the poses are secondary. It's like a great thing with advanced poses, we get to push some of our limitations we put on ourselves. We think, oh, I'm this age, I can't do that, or I'm scared of things, I can't do that. So occasionally, like in some of our classes, we do give the option of developing towards some more challenging poses, but in a really supportive environment. And the real goal is the process of overcoming the limitations of the mind, not necessarily being able to do something like a gymnast.
Yeah.
You know, so like in our class today, we had all different types of people at all different levels.
So good.
Yeah. So.
And I loved your class because I kind of felt like even though there were other people in the class, it didn't matter. Like I felt very inward focused, like comfortable, you know, like just focusing on my own breath and breathing in and out. And I could hear that breath. And then you talked a lot about feeling into the pose, and so it was very inward focus. Whereas sometimes I'll go to classes, and depending on the teacher or the type of studio, I'll spend a lot of time looking at other people and their poses, which isn't actually what yoga is about, by the way. You don't want to be doing that when you go to a yoga class.
I mean,
but so
sometimes
here was,
you get a little inspiration.
but no, today it was amazing.
It's really good to
inward.
get that cue to come back in. You might notice someone doing something fancy, and you're like, oh wow, but then you're like, okay, coming back.
Yeah.
What can I feel in my body?
No.
What can I do? Like the teacher will give options. What can I do right now? And even if that's just, you know, something that's really simple, going into that fully and giving yourself over fully to it, being fully present with it.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And then a really simple pose can be quite transformative.
Yeah.
And just trying to keep away from that competitive mindset, because sometimes, you know, sometimes teachers really want to impress the students because they feel that inspires them, you know, showing what they can do with their bodies. And some people are really inspired by that, but other people can be a bit intimidated by that. Yeah. Or sometimes it can promote a bit of a vibe where everyone's, you know, sometimes can get a little bit competitive. And some people are motivated by that. They're like, oh, that girl can do that. I want to try and do that.
Yes,
I can do that too. But other people might be like, oh, I don't know if I fit here. I don't, you know. And so as a teacher, we really like to try and manage that inward focus, and also let people feel that the pose isn't that important. How advanced they go isn't important. Tuning in and listening to what's going on for them and what they need in that moment is important.
Yeah.
And if someone feels like, you know, going for it into a really challenging pose, you know, they're free and welcome and encouraged to do that. But if someone feels like maybe, you know, doing a different option that's offered, then that is encouraged as not necessarily being the lesser, but a wiser, more informed choice that's based on being really connected to themselves.
I just loved the class because it was really inward, really calming. So, you know, with the breath and the feel and everything towards it.
Yep.
And
we have to tell everyone about the giveaway.
Oh my goodness, if you're watching in, hello Diana, hello everyone joining in. I'm here with Beck from Lighten Up, and we could talk about yoga all night. We really could. That's how good the class was. So what we're doing is a giveaway. So if you tag a friend right now, or when you're watching this live feed, you go on the draw to win, guess what?
1 month unlimited pass, so you can come as much as you want to Lighten Up,
Yay!
including Pilates classes, hot yoga, unheated yoga, yin yoga. Did I say bar? Yeah.
No,
anything.
bar.
You can come as often as you want.
Yeah, that's
twice
gorgeous.
a day if you want. Or
yeah.
Just whenever
and
you like.
You also get a signed copy of my brand new book, It Starts With Me, Feel Good Within and Become Your Happiest, Healthiest Self, where I talk about yoga and meditation and how it can make you feel really good from within. But Beck, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so Lighten Up. Can I just say, first of all, I love all of your brand, colour, marketing. It's also fresh and clean and feel good.
Yeah.
I love the photos of you and your dog, Benji, just quietly. I have dog envy. I have dog envy.
He's a Labradoodle. You have to check it out on my page. He really does steal the show a lot. He even has his own staff profile pic. I don't know if we've got it on the website yet, but we've taken the photos.
Oh, so cute. Well, I saw this gorgeous photo of you
in the paper.
you and Benji having a cup of coffee?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, having a cup of coffee.
On the
This
veranda.
Benji's her dog, by the way, not her husband's name. No. Just so you know, it's Benji. He's cute. You have to check it out. Facebook. You've got him on your Instagram.
He's on our Instagram.
And your Instagram is
Lighten Up NQ.
Lighten Up NQ, and then lightenupnq.com.au. Now, I was going to talk about this because a lot of my blog readers are like scared to come into the yoga studio. So first of all, if you live in Townsville, don't be. Ingham, Bowen, Innisfail, wherever you live. Ayr, Home Hill. Oh my goodness, if I do not say Home Hill, I'm going to be in so much trouble. Gumloo, Guthralunga. You can always come here to Lighten Up in Stanley Street, and you can do one of Beck's classes or anyone else's classes.
Yep.
And I love how it doesn't matter what you wear. No. You can just like have your hair out, no makeup. Come as you are.
White pants and t-shirt.
Whatever.
Daggy hair.
Well, like,
you know, you can come in looking fine if you want as well.
Yeah,
Totally
exactly.
welcome.
Yeah, you can make an effort if you want to as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl. You could be 60, 70, 80, 20, 19. Oh, sorry, 30. Hello, 30s, 40s, 50s. Okay.
That's the obvious choice.
Basically any age, which I love. And even I noticed today, some people may have an injury, but you were able to still kind of work with them and help them through that kind of.
That's a really good point. 'Cause
Yeah.
the style of yoga we teach is Vinyasa yoga, and it's not a set sequence. So some traditions do have a set sequence, and in our training as Vinyasa yoga teachers, we do learn to adapt the classes for the people that show up. And after you've been teaching for a while, you know, you might have some things prepared, but you do learn to create a sequence in the start of class based on who's there, and sometimes I'll ask the class what they're needing. And I've got two of my regulars both with a shoulder injury at the moment. And so the class that I adapted had not too many downward dogs and upward dogs, and a lot of flows using the legs so that they were able to participate more fully. And then everyone else got the benefit, you know, of more strengthening for the legs and more openings for the hips. And so that's one of the beautiful things of our tradition with Vinyasa and creative Vinyasa is that you adapt it for the people that show up.
I loved that. And I loved, to be honest, all of the options, like in kind of every sequence, or it was beautiful, like there were so many options, and I really liked that for me because I have been to some places and it's only kind of like one option fits all. But I loved that flexibility, and it made me feel really comfortable.
And it's like it's your own practice.
Yeah,
you have some
it was.
choice.
I guess actually you've just said it. Okay, that's what it was like. It was like my own practice that suited what I needed today and what was good for me, and no one else.
And a bit more freedom too, because sometimes like we have a life that's very structured, and there's expectations of us all the time, and when we're at work we sort of have to do this and have to do that. And it's nice in a yoga class sometimes just to have a little bit of freedom of movement and it not being too set. So say like today in the downward dog, I was like just feel into your own body, move your hips, bend your knees, like move your head around and just stretch in a way that feels good, even though it hasn't been
felt
shown
so
before.
good, because I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad Beck has just got us doing this, because sometimes I have to hold the freaking downward dog for so long, and I'm like, oh, when can I move out of here? And I actually feel like I just want to move. So that's what I loved today, was the freedom of movement, the freedom of exploring my own body and my
even like
tension and nooks and creaks and crannies and
feeling into your own spots.
It was so good.
And even just a few times just saying, like, instead of come out now, breathing, come out, it was like in the next 2 to 3 breaths come out, so that people just had a bit of space to pace themselves, especially with some of the more deeply held poses, because when people get a chance to rest in a pose, they can go into quite a deep state and a healing state, and it's just like just giving people a little bit more freedom, just a little bit of space.
Yeah, it was actually, I really loved that, because there was one time I was on my side and I was so like chilled and relaxed that I liked how we didn't have to rush up and get on to the next thing. And it was like, I just felt when it was my time to come, like I just came up. I really loved it. And I really love, like, I truly believe anyone, I'll put my hand on my heart, can come to Lighten Up and do a class. Like, can I just say, just a big shout out to the Friday afternoon class. The Friday afternoon class is the go-to class in Townsville if you want to try a beautiful Friday 4:30.
And it's the friendliest crew here.
Yeah, they're so
super
friendly.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and I've spent so much time lately in the city that I was a bit like,
and why is everyone being so nice?
what? This is like, is this weird? No, hang on a minute, this is really nice. And I'm like, oh, this is like that yoga community where it's supposed to be kind, compassionate, love, light, caring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like yoga. This is like what they talk about, like, you know, the yoga community that I don't always get to see unless I'm at a yoga festival or you know, sometimes social media groups are pretty cool. But I'm going to ask you, the name Lighten Up, like, what does that mean? Can you fill me in and the Spirit Girl blog readers?
Yeah, it took a bit of brainstorming when I was coming up with our name. So I'd left my corporate job and I was sitting in Townsville, and I had this idea for wanting to start a yoga studio, and I've been teaching yoga for quite a while, but outside of my other job, and I wrote down all these all these qualities and all these different ideas for names. And I like Lighten Up because I guess the difference with how I wanted my studio to be is I didn't want it to be, you know, so uptight and like trying to be so impressively spiritual and serious. I wanted people to feel cared for and welcome and free for it to be more like, you know, like yoga can be a spiritual practice, but it's play and I just wanted people to kind of lighten up around the whole yoga practice thing and stop being so serious in their asana, and just to feel welcome.
It was really like
and
practical.
Lighten their load.
Yeah, like I felt, oh God, the tension. Like,
lighten their load from their day and the rest of their life, and just kind of release it all. And so they're lightening their energy, they're becoming more joyful and more buoyant as they kind of let go of their layers of stress and their baggage and the things that keep them heavy and tied down. Yeah.
It was so good, and it's like Lighten Up. I love that concept.
Just lighten up.
Lighten
come
up.
to yoga and lighten up.
Lighten up. Hi.
You're twins.
Oh.
You know, I was just thinking today when I saw you come into class, how much you look like my mum and her sisters.
Oh, wow.
When they were a bit younger. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So someone's actually said we look like twins.
Yeah. But if
yoga
twins.
If
you saw like my mum and my aunties.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
I have to show you some
we
photos.
could be like yoga twins now, the Lighten Up yogi twins, and then we can get Benji. Next time I come to Lighten Up, I'm going to be wanting Benji. I'll bring Benji in, and then we'll do a live feed with Benji.
Yeah, we could do a Q&A with Benji.
Yeah, we can do a Q&A with Benji. Now, the other thing is, if you don't have a yoga mat, I noticed some people didn't actually bring a yoga mat in today.
Yeah, so we have them here. And we don't charge people to hire them. We just that's just an offering. So that if you forget your yoga mat, you just can borrow one, or if you don't have one yet, you can borrow one. A lot of the regulars like to have their own because it's their own vibe, you know, it's their own sacred little space, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can just come and use our mats if you need. Yeah.
And like, what inspired you to actually want to like become a yoga teacher or even practice yoga yourself? Like, did you just feel the benefits from it, or how did it work?
When I very first started practicing, my mum actually introduced me to yoga, and I was about 15, and so I just used to like to go and do something with my mum, but I first noticed it benefiting me. I had experienced some challenges when I was a bit younger. You know, some pretty nasty sort of situations when I was around sort of 5 to 11. And I think even as like a 15-year-old girl, I was carrying some really kind of heavy burdens and didn't really feel totally confident in myself, and felt a lot of fear, I suppose, in my body. And yoga helped me to feel a lot more peaceful and bring awareness to that, and start to really come into myself, like start to stand within my core,
within
who I
your
am.
core, and within your own power and self.
When I decided to become a teacher, I think I was finding in my normal career, so I used to work as a lawyer and then worked in HR management.
Wow.
And I found that even though my job title was this, what I was really doing in workplaces, people would come to me looking for support with health and healing, or like, you know, if they're having struggle with relationships and they just needed someone who cared to listen to them. So I found like that was the real work I was doing, you know, you know, as a soul rather than someone in a job role. That was the work I was called to do as a person. And so I got drawn more and more to that, and I was trying to think of, you know, do I want to become a naturopath? Do I want to be a psychologist? You know, what do I want to do? And I decided on yoga because I think it's just a really great way to reach people and help them find something that's not all about the material world, to connect them back to, you know, their soul. So we don't have a really traditional spiritual practice per se here at Lighten Up.
I liked that though. I liked that because I've been to some classes where they light sage and they put sage all over you, and there's a whole lot of these words I don't know what they even mean. And it's all a bit hectic, and there's so much going on that even I go, oh, I'm not even that spiritual. So it kind of freaks me out every now and again where I go, oh, that's going next level spirituality. Like,
everyone's different, I suppose, what they're looking for.
I liked, but I did like it didn't matter what level of spirituality you believe, it was all just practical.
Tuning into stuff.
I also like the idea, you know how you talked about becoming a yoga teacher? I actually liked that, like day to day, you can help people, or people can help themselves by actually doing it. And it's all about, you know, maintaining good health and wellness, body, mind, spirit. And it's a really good tool.
It is such a great tool.
That's why I do a lot of yoga.
You don't have to have anything wrong with you to practice yoga. And it has so many benefits. Like, you know, there's loads of clinical research now for yoga with depression. Even major clinical depression. And some of the studies compare it to antidepressant medication, and it's just as good. Like the outcomes, and there's significant therapeutic outcomes from yoga. And if people are on antidepressants, they actually feel even better from yoga as well. But you don't have to have a diagnosis.
No.
You don't have to have anything wrong with you. No one has to know, or you don't even need to be seeking help yet. You're just coming to feel good, like to take care of your health. And I see a lot of people, can I just say, running up Castle Hill or the Strand and riding. And I even get a lot of guys saying they want to like practice yoga to stretch their hamstrings and all sorts of things. They're running up Castle Hill, they probably need to stretch those calves. Those calf muscles will be sore.
Oh my god, so if you're doing a lot of running, jogging, a lot of physical activity, and you're not doing even a lot of stretching or breathing work or inward work, like do try this Friday class, I swear. Like it's amazing. You will feel good.
It's more interesting than just stretching. Like people at the gym always say, oh sorry, I'm not stretching, I know you're a yoga teacher. And to be honest, like I find it really I find a real struggle just to sit and stretch after doing a workout at the gym because it's really boring.
Yeah.
I'm over it in like 5 minutes.
It is actually quite boring.
If someone's guiding you through a class that's interesting and you're moving together and there's like sequences happening and you do a whole hour of stretching and core and you feel really awesome. But yeah, like I find it really challenging just to sit and stretch this muscle and then stretch that muscle and then, okay, I'm done in 5 minutes, and you just know when you're getting the stretching that your body really needs. It's better than not doing it.
Yeah, but I must admit,
a whole hour is really beneficial for the body. I mean, you think about how long, say if someone's a desk worker, how long you're sitting in this position. You know, you're sitting here working for at least 8 hours, sitting, you know, with this compression in the lower back, rounded spine, head forward, or if you're on your phone, head forward to the body.
That's me. Oops.
You know,
I'm thinking phone. Yeah.
You know, you spend maybe 8 hours in these patterns, and then if you're only spending, 5 minutes or something stretching, trying to doing work exercise, like to recalibrate the body into like a functional alignment. It's not really enough. So I really think like ideally, it depends on what other movement, but
yes, exactly.
you want to be moving for at least an hour every day in a way that the body is aligned in a really functional posture, and that's a great thing about yoga is you're reversing what you've been doing in your
what I find with yoga is it takes me out of my head as such, like my mind.
Yeah.
So, when you go for a run or something, you can feel like, hello, twinsies. And I'm holding with this selfie stick, can I just say? I forgot to bring my tripod.
Is your arm getting
my arm. I just swapped my hand then. But you know what I find when I go for like a walk or a run? If you've got music on, so you're constantly thinking of the song, or you could have so many thoughts, so you actually can be a little bit like you don't completely switch off. But what I've found with me with the yoga, because like even today I was being guided through, say, the meditation at the end or throughout the whole class, it took me out of my thought pattern, like my to-do list or a whole lot of other stuff, because I was being guided.
So I used, in today's class, quite a bit of mindfulness cues that focus us on the sensory experience of the body, so the feeling of the stretch or relaxing the jaw and then softening the eyes, and all those things bring us into the present moment and away from the chatter that's happening in the mind.
The mind chatter.
But the other important thing, even though exercise is really, really good for us, if we're spending all day, if we're stressed and we have a stressful job, or we're stressed out with kids, and then you go and do interval training, which has benefits for the body definitely, but if you're already stressed and it's also keeping you in this go mode, this fight-flight mode, your body stays in this sympathetic state, so it's that fight-flight state of the nervous system, whereas yoga and meditation can help bring you into your rest digest state, the parasympathetic state, and that's the state where you start to have healing and you have shifts happening in the body, and the nervous system starts to calm down, because really we should spend 95% of our time in a relaxed, calm state. Our bodies aren't designed for chronic stress, and that's why there's so many stress-related diseases. So yoga is a really important tool for people to have as a daily practice to calm their nervous system back down, and their digestion is improved because they're in a more calm state. Your immune system is improved because as soon as you come out of that stressed state, your body can put energy into improving your immunity or fighting off viruses and infections, and your immune system can then go and eat your precancerous cells so they don't grow. And so there's so many benefits to regularly having a practice, whether it's mindfulness or meditation or yoga, or other forms of therapeutic rest that actually keep your body really healthy, because it actually needs these moments moments of rest, and just sleeping is not enough. You need
Yes,
to
just
really
sleeping is
have
not enough.
some moments of, you know,
Really?
stillness and restful restful activities or restful spaces where you're not doing anything else except, you know, caring for yourself, and there's nothing immediately that needs action, you know. You
No.
can just be.
It's like a practice of like self-care, self-love, and even for me, like talk about heightened. I turn up like so busy, and then I feel like you can feel the nervous system just really calming, and I find it's a really great way, like even today, to be on the yoga mat here where I'm checking in and thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't realize my hips were so tense, or
you didn't even realize you were stressed until you
exactly. I didn't know. I'm thinking, oh my goodness. And then just like that amount of time was all I needed today to reset, and like the crap of the week or the shit of the week or the day was gone. All that stuff was over, and I felt like I'd come home to me and myself. I'm out of my mind chatted head, and you know, things that like really upset me yesterday aren't with me anymore today now after the class. So if you're going through whatever you're going through, like, you know, there's so many people even at Christmas time, I find because of all the marketing of all these happy families,
it's very overwhelming.
And everyone on Facebook, you know, generally is posting all these happy photos, but for some people, Christmas isn't the happiest. They've lost a loved one, or someone's really sick.
Or like seeing their family is like the most stressful thing that's going to happen.
A lot of family fights, but so now's a pretty good time, I think, to come and do some classes. But even better, if you tag a friend before I say goodbye, tag a friend, because Beck from Lighten Up has been kind enough to give you the chance to win a whole month.
Yeah. A month unlimited of classes with us. So we have yoga, Pilates, bar. We have some hot yoga, but a lot of classes that are air conditioned as well. Some yoga that's really restorative. So, you know, if you're local and you can get to a class in the city in Townsville, you know, tag a friend. In the comments and enter yourself in the draw, and you not only get a 1 month unlimited, but you also get a really cool book
signed copy. It starts
really
with me. Well, and Beck, what about like, because all my out of town blog readers, followers, if someone's coming to Townsville, and actually we have a lot of people that come here, and the girls from Brisbane will say hi, but a lot of people come here for work as well.
Yeah, we do get
so
a few visitors.
can you just book online to do a casual class?
You can just book from our website, where you click on the timetable. There's a little box there that says book classes online. But if you can't work out the online booking system, you're welcome to just show up. Most of the time we still have space left in the classes. So the worst that could happen is, you know, that we'll run out of space. But, you know, just come along.
Yeah, so come along, come on down to Stanley Street, Lighten Up. Beck is the owner and the founder, and her class is amazing, beautiful, so relaxing, and every time I'm back home I'm going to come and do them. And the Friday class is now my favourite. 4:30.
It's one of my favourites too.
And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, next Friday, what have we got? Isn't that Christmas?
Not yet.
I
think it's
we're getting close. However, just check out, we've got some public holidays coming up, but us yogas.
The Christmas timetable will be up on the 18th of December on our Facebook page, and also on our website. So
that's
we
good.
will be running things all through Christmas. So a few people come back to Townsville to visit.
Yay!
So not on the actual public holidays, but all the other days in between, we have at least 1 or 2 classes running.
That's
each
such
day.
a good idea.
We don't close down because, one, our teachers want to keep sharing yoga, and they love to. If they're home, they still want to be teaching and practice. And so many of the students, like, there's sometimes in small towns, like, there's nothing to do. You have all this time off, a week off, and then you can't go enjoy caring for yourself, or everything's closed. So we
Yeah,
like to
that's so good.
always
That's
just
very
keep a few
city.
things on.
That's
Yeah.
kind of very city like that flexibility.
Yeah.
I love that because
Yeah.
I was just thinking,
We're
like,
running
I'm
out
on
of
a few
light.
holidays, a few weeks off on holidays. There's going to be other girls. So if you've never done yoga and you live in Townsville, now's the time to try yoga, and just ask when you come in, and if you've got any injuries, and they will sort you out.
Yep.
And come as you are, girl, boy, any age, any dress code.
And any questions, just leave the comments, and I'll keep an eye on it.
And it doesn't matter if your toenails are done, girls, or fingernails, but can I just say, Beck, I was very in awe of your coloured nail polish today, which matched, she has amazing toenails and fingernails. And I just realised that if you're a yoga teacher, that's probably one of the most important things.
A lot of time looking at your feet.
Yeah, they look really cute.
So I like pretty colours.
Yeah, that was so cute. Well, I'm going to say goodbye for now because I could talk
Bye.
all night.
We're going to run out of light.
We're going to run out of light, so I could talk all night, but come on down to Lighten Up. How can we find you again? Facebook, Instagram.
Or our website. You can just Google Lighten Up NQ or Lighten Up Yoga. You'll
And
find
to
us.
make life easier, I will put this in the comments. And before I say goodbye, tag a friend to go on the draw to win 1 month unlimited with Lighten Up. Woo! Thanks to Beck, Girl Boss. And a signed copy of It Starts With Me, Feel Good With Them, Become Your Happiest, Healthiest Self. We're going to do a like spike before we go.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, a like spike, because
Please.
I never knew what a like spike was, but my little niece taught me this last weekend. It's when you do likes.
Can you like
You
us?
you just press the like button and invite all your friends to Lighten Up to their Facebook page and share the love. And I'm going to say goodbye for now, Beck.
Good night.
I loved the beautiful class.
I'm so glad you came.
Can I just say everyone in the Friday night class, 4:30.
Yeah, shout out to
Big
all the,
shout out, they rock. It
all
was
the beautiful,
such a
welcoming
beautiful environment and vibe and energy, and I was so happy to be home. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like right on my doorstep. Holy shit. My dad's going to get mad at me for saying that word, but that's what I was like, so happy.
I think
so,
she'll be coming back.
Yeah, I'll be coming back. So I'll be like checking out her classes, and you can stalk her on Instagram at Lighten Up and Benji. Okay.
Yeah, I promise there'll be no contortionist poses in bikinis.
No, I love Beck because
There might be a few labradoodles, a few of our members, and
yeah,
I'll be a
I
few
love
of my
it.
chickens and ducks from my garden.
I know.
Make it into the
and
Instagram
you're a really
feed.
good cook.
I'm pretty good.
She's very good. I'm starving now.
Yeah, I'm
so we're
pretty
going to say
hungry. It's
goodbye.
dinner time.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Have a beautiful night. Namaste.
Yeah.
Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.